As we grow older, the quality of our life depends in great part on how independent and self-reliant we are. After all, when we reach our 60s and beyond, or when we retire, we want to be independent and retain our dignity as we grow older so that we don't become a burden on anyone else. Now today I want to share with you 5 pillars for a happier and more secure retirement or greater security in our golden years. But first, my name is Ronnie. Thanks for stopping by. This channel is dedicated to helping people live a resilient life, and my message here is simple. It's up to you to take care of yourself because no one else is going to do the hard work for you. So again, 5 pillars for a happier and more secure retirement in our golden years. Pillar number 1, financial independence. Being financially independent is the backbone of a secure and dignified life after age 60. This means having the ability to take care of all of your own needs without having to rely upon handouts from other people just to make ends meet. As we grow older, things like medical bills, living expenses, or even leisure activities can really add up. And that's why it's so important to have your own money, your own savings account, your own investments, as well as your own sources of income. Otherwise, you could find yourself in the uncomfortable position where choices are being made about you by other people. Because if you don't have your independence and your own money, you lose your power. Financial freedom isn't just about money. It's about being able to maintain control and have autonomy over your own life. Let me share with you a true story. My mother is 85 years old. She's been a widow for more than 20 years, and she's completely independent. She's not rich, but she's independent. She started drawing Social Security at 62 years old, so she's been drawing it for 23 years now. Plus, she has a small pension, plus her house is paid for. Again, she's not rich, but she's financially independent. She lives by herself. She still drives herself to church and still drives herself to the grocery store and small errands like that. And she's glad to live this way. She's glad to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. And she's able to pay for her own needs. Plus, because of her position, she's able to treat her grandchildren and great-grandchildren with Christmas cards and birthday cards with little cash gifts on the inside. The point being, her financial independence has allowed her to live her life on her own terms all the way up into her mid-80s. And yes, I help her out. I go over there and I mow her grass and maintain her lawn. I do minor repairs around the house. I fix leaky faucets and things like that. Sometimes I do a tree trimming and things like that. And I do that because I think it's important for family members to help one another out. Particularly, it's important to help widows out. And that's a benefit of belonging to a family tribe. We help each other out. I think that's a good thing, don't you? But the bigger point here, or the bigger takeaway is, she supports herself. And she lives a life of independence and dignity, which is something that I think that all of us want as we reach our golden years. So again, pillar number 1 is financial independence. It is the backbone of a secure and dignified life after 60. Pillar number 2 is physical health. I've listed this as number 2, but in many ways it's actually number 1 because our health is actually our greatest asset that we have. Being healthy and doing everything that you can to maintain your health is one of the most powerful ways to not become dependent upon others for your daily needs. As we grow older, our health declines as a natural part of the aging process. But it doesn't mean that we have to give in to it, and it certainly doesn't mean that we should neglect ourselves or neglect our health, which would only accelerate the decline. Instead, if you prioritize your health and take better care of yourself, it can reduce the chances of chronic illnesses or injuries that can lead to dependency upon others. Good health will allow us to continue doing the things that we like to do, such as dancing and hiking and walking and traveling and camping, or simply cleaning the house with ease. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Now, my wife and I, we're both in our 60s. I'm 67 years old and she's 61. And we both exercise. We lift weights. I use my home gym. And she likes to use the gym in town for girl time. She and some other girls go there and they hang out together and work out together. And my wife and I, we are fit and healthy for our age. We're certainly not 30-something year olds any longer, but we're fit and healthy for our age. And our commitment to exercise as well as healthy eating has not only kept us healthy, but it has given us the energy to live an active lifestyle without being dependent upon caregivers, at least not yet. Listen to this. When you do strength training and you make yourself strong for your age, it means that you can carry your groceries into the house by yourself, and that you can climb stairs with ease, and you can put boxes on top of a shelf overhead, and that you can do chores around the house, and you can run around and play with the grandkids, and you can get up from the toilet without assistance. So yes, our health is very important to us, and it is an important pillar of independence in our golden years. And this is why we should invest in our health, because our health is our number one asset. Pillar number 3 is emotional resilience. Life after 60 comes with a lot of changes. For instance, your children may grow up and move away. All of a sudden you find yourself empty nesters. Your career is winding down, your body is changing, you look into the mirror and you see the lines in your face. By now, one or both of your parents has already passed away, and all sorts of things just begin stacking up on us at this age in our lives. Now, this is where emotional resilience becomes your greatest ally. It's the ability to cope with stressful situations, having fewer negative emotions, and being able to bounce back after a setback. It's having the fortitude to face adversities. Emotional resilience doesn't mean that we are immune to life's hardships. It means that we navigate our way through them with strength. It helps us handle life's ups and downs, and life is filled with plenty of those. And instead of being overwhelmed, we overcome. So let me encourage you to develop this trait yourself, this emotional resilience. And you can develop emotional resilience through things like self-care, developing your coping skills, accepting setbacks as a part of life because they are, and establishing protective boundaries for yourselves so that you can avoid burnout and unnecessary hardships. So again, pillar number 3 is emotional resilience. Pillar number 4 is having a paid-off home. Now, this is closely related to pillar number 1, financial independence, but being mortgage-free is so important to everyone that I've decided to list it here as a category by itself. Becoming mortgage-free is a game changer on every level at any age. When you become mortgage-free, it completely changes your entire financial picture, especially in your retirement years. The security and the peace of mind and the lack of financial pressure is worth its weight in gold. Now, I mentioned my mother earlier. One of the reasons that she has financial independence is because she has a paid-off home. It's an older home, but she and my father, they paid it off back in the 80s, and she's been living essentially debt-free and certainly mortgage-free ever since. And I told myself that I would never retire until I was mortgage-free. So during my working years, that became my number 1 financial goal, to just pay off our house. And I became mortgage-free 16 years ago at the age of 51, and it changed everything for me. It really did. If you're mortgage free, you can retire on a lot less money. You can have financial security on a lot less money. And you can live like a king on a lot less money. Now that I'm retired with a paid off home, I will always have a place to call my own. I will never be homeless. I will never be put out on the street. The bank will never swoop in and take it away from me. And if I have my way, I will never end up in a nursing home. My plan is to simply die right here. And yes, I still have to pay property taxes. But so what? This is still my home. I have to pay the power company too. That never goes away either. There's always ongoing expenses associated with owning a home. But because I'm mortgage free, I don't owe the bank a single penny. The safety and security of knowing that I don't owe the bank anything leaves me feel like that I'm living the life of a millionaire, even though I'm not a millionaire. Let me ask you a question. What is the number one thing that millionaires have that working class people don't have? Freedom. That's what they have. Their money is able to buy them their freedom. And when we're able, as working class people, when we're able to break away from the daily grind through financial independence and having a paid off home, it empowers us to live the very same way with total freedom and complete autonomy. It's the life of a millionaire. So the mental benefits are very real paying off a home, and in some ways they're greater than the mathematical benefits. Having a paid off home and being mortgage free is an important pillar to have to give you a more secure and happier retirement in your golden years. And then pillar number five is prioritizing your own happiness. Now, putting yourself first and prioritizing your own happiness can feel a little bit uncomfortable and selfish at first, because throughout our entire lives, we have been taught to care for others. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, we take care of our families, our children, our spouse, our parents, our friends, our neighbors, our co-workers, our community, so forth and so on. But we often do this at the expense of ourselves. While it's good and noble for us to care for others, there's also great wisdom in taking care of yourself. Here's why. Your own happiness is just as important as anyone else's. Your health is just as important as anyone else's health. Your financial stability is just as important as anyone else's financial stability. And your own desires are just as important as anyone else's desires. And so you should prioritize yourself to pursue these things. Besides, if you don't take care of yourself first, then how are you going to end up? It's up to you to do the hard work. Furthermore, if you don't take care of yourself first, then you won't be any good to anyone else when they need you the most. The point being, at this age of life, we should no longer feel guilty about pursuing our own happiness, even if it means we're putting ourselves first. We've earned it. We've earned it through the right of years of dedication to other people, and now it's time to fully embrace your own happiness. You've earned it, you deserve it, and your happiness, your own happiness, is an important pillar in your own life. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's essential. It's not self-indulgent to prioritize yourself. It's an act of survival. Well, that's all for now. This is my list of 5 pillars that can improve the quality of our lives after 60 and beyond. So leave me a comment down below and let us know what your important pillars are. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and feel free to subscribe. I'm Ronnie. Take care, and we're going to see you next time.